Okay, well, I'll get started. I was raised in a Christian home. Mom and Dad taught us about the scriptures. Went away to college, did my own thing. God brought a series of trials in my life and sort of showed me that I was going nowhere real fast. And it just brought about a cry in my life, cried out for who Jesus was. And I remember going home that night and asking my sister-in-law for a Bible, and she looked at me like, a Bible? And I remember turning to the book of John and started reading in the beginning. And for the first time, as many times as I had gone to church, it was the first time that I read it, and it made sense.
Wow.
So I understood when the scriptures would say, him who have an ear, let him hear. I had heard that before, but I had no spiritual awakening as to what that truly meant. So I think it was at that point that I could feel that God was pressing me and calling me and starting to open my eyes to see who he was. And then God sent other people along the way to sort of lead me toward who he was altogether. So even though I had that awakening, I didn't have that conversion yet. So then people started talking to me more and more about Christ, and then I was like, I could just see, it all just made sense. The same things that probably was said to me a long time ago, but they made sense. And it was at that point I realized only nobody but Jesus could do that. And then people started giving me scriptures and you know, sitting with me and praying with me and telling me about Jesus. And then it just made sense. And then as time went on, and I was in my 20s, I was right out of college. And as time went on, I just stayed on that road, stayed in that church, and was taught more and more. So then I became fully aware and convinced and persuaded of who Christ is.
Amen.
And who he is in my life. And I was 21 years old then, and I'm in my late 50s. And so I've been on this road for a long time. No looking back.
Amen.
Putting my hands to the plow. God has been faithful, put me in churches where I've been taught the truth. Systematic theology, and you know, I'm just so thankful for how God has worked in my life, and you know, has just taught me and led me along the way. And listening to, you know, I was listening to Dr. Keller on Friday in my personal devotions, and I was just so blessed, and look back over what God has truly done for me, and the peace and the joy that that only he can give to me, even during difficult times. And so that's my story.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So you want to, how about you just stop that, and then we'll give a chance for you.